How do you help folks through that?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. I always say most of the times when somebody comes to a professional, they have something on fire, right? Like something's broken. And so they've reached out to a friend or they've reached out to a trusted professional and say, I need help with X. And so in an ideal world, we create a process that we can just run everybody through that is systematized and is optimized for us from an efficiency perspective. The reality is if we do that, then we end up kind of sort of alienating the client very early on because they just want to tackle X. And so we'll oftentimes do that. We'll acknowledge the fact that one or two things are broken, and really deep dive straight into that. We're huge on education, right? Like we believe that an educated client is able to engage more with the people that they're trying to conduct business with. And if they can engage more, they can ask better questions. If they can ask better questions, they can get better solutions. Now, look, sometimes that doesn't work, right? Sometimes the person doesn't give two cares in the world about their commercial insurance policy. They just want it done. You have to balance that out in terms of how much you're giving them to be informed versus how much they actually want to tackle that particular project. That project, they just might want to outsource and let you just go make sure they've got the best potential project. Where in a estate plan, they're really engaged because they want to make sure that their family is taken care of when they're no longer here. And so educating them on what that looks like, how it works, is super helpful. And then naturally, as you know, Craig, you run into clients that want education at different points. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, we've got a process. What we'll typically do is we'll tackle those one or two things that are on fire, and then we'll drop back into our process and we'll run through it, obviously skipping the things that we've already tackled that the client needed to tackle first. But it's probably not the most efficient way to do it, but I think getting the client to trust you and getting the client what they need is really important for a good start to a relationship. So tackling those things that are causing pain to them has been something that we've done really and truly for 10 years. I mean, I'll go back when I was with Kitces, we had part A, part B, right? So part A was cash flow, taxes, education, retirement. Part B was life insurance, disability, long-term care, estate planning. And it didn't matter I mean, it didn't matter what in the world was going on in your life. Part A was first, part B was second. Um, anyways, but we tackled it a little bit differently now.
Wow. That's cool. Well, and I think that's the thing for any business owner. I'm certainly not doing business the way I was